Welcome and good evening once again, everybody, to a special edition of the community class. This is BZ Next Gen, the interview. Tonight, we have who I've dubbed Kamikaze, Camille Casiles. And this is a little bit full circle for me because I remember when she started, but I'm gonna let her talk about that.
Oh.
Yeah. So, how long ago did you get started in dance and what brought you to it?
Okay, so I started dancing here. I was 13 years old. I remember like the date. It was June 24th, 2017, because the first thing that I did was the Boogiezone for Beginners program. And that's why I remember the exact date, because it was a Saturday. So June 24th, 2017, I started dancing here. Super shy. I always tell people, I can laugh about it now, but it was so traumatizing when I was 13, that the first time I had to freestyle in front of people, I started crying. And I laugh about it now because it was like, oh. But I feel like it speaks to the growth. So I'm 18 now. Crazy.
Yeah.
It's been a really long time.
Yeah.
Very, very different person. I feel like I still carry some of that shyness with me, but I do feel more compelled to like step out of my box and kind of put myself out there now.
Okay, good. So do you feel like that you draw from that shyness and use it in the evolution of your style as a dancer?
I do think so, yes. Because like, you know, as a shy person or like a naturally shy person, I feel like I'm more like reserved in a sense, but like over time, especially with Boogiezone, I've been given opportunities always at like moments when I felt like I wasn't ready or I didn't deserve them, but I was just like, well, it's a door, let me see what happens when I walk through it. And all those like moments in time have like brought me more of myself out. And so yeah, maybe I'm still a little reserved sometimes, but I feel confident in my journey, and that's making me more confident in myself. And I'm confident in the people who support me, and obviously like everyone in the studio, everyone who's part of my dance family has been super supportive, and I like would not be here if it wasn't for this family, this studio.
Okay, it's nice to hear. Boogiezone making it around full circle. So I have to ask, being that you're so reserved, what brought about this song choice for your choreography tonight? Tank is not the most reserved artist.
I know, I feel like I forgot to be like, oh, there's manners in this. I forgot when I found this song. I didn't like just find it, but it's been in my, I guess in my playlist for a bit. And I wanted to, I don't know, when I told a few people like, oh, this is the song that I'm gonna do, they were like, this song? And I was like, but not for the lyrics, they were saying like the style of it was different.
Exactly.
And I was like, is it really? And so I feel like that itself, I feel like I've just been like moving forward, but to other people, they can really see like a jump.
Yeah.
But for me, it just feels like, oh, I thought it was somewhat what I've been doing. I usually do like, I like flowy, like usually R&B songs with beats. I like choreographing to like lyrics and then doing all those hits. And so that's mainly what I was, like definitely not the meaning. Definitely not the meaning of the song. But I've been, I really liked the beats and like the way he sang it because I could choreograph around that. So that's why I chose the song. Okay. Not the meaning at all. Not the meaning.
Okay, so I have to speak on how you came about finding your dance style. Like a lot of what I've seen you do is very precise while being still very flowy. And just can you talk about how you found this movement?
Okay. For me, I know that my arms aren't as strong. And that's something that I knew from the beginning. Like I have very like long limbs, but they're not very strong. So I found like, as I took classes and stuff, I would always approach it more like smooth and more like wavy. And so like knowing that I can't really do like tutting or any like sort of anything like popping, like I can't do any of that. but I feel like naturally I gravitated towards like the flow of things. And so I would kind of just try to refine like flowing into a hit. Yeah. And so a lot of my choreography does have like that element of like flow hit, because I can, if I do like a hard stop, it looks stronger than it is. And so also the way I choreograph, ironically, is that I freestyle. Full circle. I would freestyle, just like full out freestyle by myself to the music. And if I find that I'm doing things a certain way, I keep it. Or if sometimes I have a camera up because, as you can tell from how I taught, sometimes I forget just because I do something and then I'm like, what did I just do? And so I have a camera out, and I would find that I would do a lot of flow, hit, or flow, stop, stop. And so getting into that like process of freestyling more as a way to choreograph, I found that I just do that motion a lot, and I feel like I tried it out with different songs. I used to choreograph to slower songs for sure. I know like when I, in 2020, when I started teaching for Next Gen, I did like more like hip hop than like R&B, like hard hits, just try it. And I feel like that also helped me dance bigger. Because when I was younger, when I first started out, I realized that in class, part of like my shyness would translate to how I dance, in the sense of, if I felt like I was gonna hit someone, I shrunk myself. So if I was like, the move was supposed to be like all the way back, I wouldn't extend my arm. And I would see it in videos and I would like acknowledge it. And so I'm still trying to work on like being more open. And I feel like with the path that I'm taking and choreographing like flowy movements, I'm starting to get there. So yeah. Sorry, I was like rambling.
No, that's good. It's a thought process, it flows. So then I have to ask, who are some of your mentors and inspirations in dance?
Oh my gosh, so many. I like don't even want to say names because I will forget to say names. But I will say one. L, my dance dad, the original teacher, and like obviously like any person who I've ever met, like anyone I've come across in the studio, all the people who come through like the community class. Like that's why it's so crazy. I walked into the room and there was still like light coming through the windows, and I'm like, we're just in here to dance. I'm like, this is not a community. I am not about to teach a community class. But I know I said this before, but like every person who has been a part of the Boogiezone family that I've met in my journey has been influential, because I did not, even like sometimes now I still don't believe like I deserve these opportunities, or like knowing other people who might be more deserving, but everyone, like all my dance family tells me like, no, you deserve it, like you've earned it. And I'm like, sometimes I need to hear that because I don't believe it. And it's something that I, like even when I was younger, when I was like 13, 14, hearing people, and I know these people are genuine, like I know they're not lying to me, saying like, you have so much potential, like even that means a lot. So, literally anyone who's come through this studio.
I like hearing that. I like hearing that, because I was her original #1 fan, just so you know. I was the original. Put my finger on it, and that is my spot.
Always the biggest hugs.
Yes.
Always.
Yes, absolutely. I always met them. So, almost coming to a close. Where do you see yourself in the dance community or in the dance world in the next 3 to 5 years?
Okay, so I am going to college, San Diego. So I'm going to audition for some competition teams out there. Completely different circuit, because I've been mainly doing like Boogiezone things here and there, and dancing with my school team, which wasn't competitive, just performance. And so I'm about to enter a different world. I'm going to see how it is out there, see what I can get onto. Different city, San Diego, but I'm really excited because really good dance community. But I will be studying psychology because I recently, or not recently, but I know of an organization that combines the arts and psychology, and it inspired me because I didn't know that you could combine, you know, two things like that, but like as a career. And so I want to follow that vein, bring kind of like what I want to bring for like the next gen program, like bring in the aspects of social mental wellness and combine it with dance. Because like just like seeing how many people came and how happy everyone was, it makes me happy. And I hope that like they took away more than just the choreo, and they took from the experience itself. And if like I can help people, you just like point out like this is something that we can be mindful about to other people. Like I feel like the whole experience of being in the dance community can be like even more elevated. So I just want to see where it goes, but try new things for sure in the next few years. Okay, nice. So last question.
Given that that's where we're going, that's actually really interesting that you found that psychology and dance can actually coexist, because it's something that doesn't get a whole lot of exposure. You know, everyone says that dance is their release, or you know, they feel at home when they dance. And now you're pretty much saying, no, there's a whole psychology to it, and we can help with that. Easy Next Gen is doing big things. Just saying. All right, so last question. If you had to walk away from dance today and freestyle as your goodbye, what song would it be?
Oh my gosh. That is so hard. Oh my god. All of a sudden I've forgotten every single song that I've ever heard in my life. And I'm gonna try to think about it. I probably can't think about one. Okay, I thought of one. You Move, I Move by John Legend. You Move, I Move.
Nice.
I was like, yes, I remembered one. It's on my playlist. It is on my freestyle playlist. I might choreograph to that. Eventually, but.
Yeah, leave that as the
last
goodbye. Yeah, that's my goodbye freestyle / choreography. Because in this line of work, sometimes there are times where you have to step away from it, and sometimes you come back. But you know, we do wish you continued success in college. I mean, for the most part, you got nothing but millennial family down there in San Diego, plenty of it. But you know, you always have a home up here in Carson at the Epicenter, brought to you by Boogiezone, just so you know. And thank you. Always thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for being who you are. Thank you for being that inspiration. And thank you for being a leader of the next generation, as I've always said that you were.
Thank you.
Always said that you were. Always.
That means a lot. I'm here. I'm literally here because of everyone.
Yeah.
Exactly. And I say that a lot because it's true, and I can't express it enough. I don't know how to express it. So anything that I could do for this family, I will do.
It's lovely. Thank you all for joining us once again for another edition of the Community Class Interviews. Come back next week. We got I'm Not Telling You. Just come to class next week. Thank you, Kamikaze. Hopefully you keep that name, especially if you do get on to...
I'm gonna adopt it now.
Yes. And then spell it however you want to. Here you go.
Thank you. I'm gonna... It's in my pocket now. Bring it to San Diego.
Exactly. And thank you once again for bringing everything full circle and bridging that gap, as we here at Boogiezone do. It's not about how many followers you have, it's all about bridging that gap to the next generation's leaders, literally, Kamikaze. I'm Philemon Hardy-Moore. We out.
Yeah.